Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of GHB Tempestral Tier List Update. This time we'll be taking a look to Panne, which is the GHB unit that comes, I think not this reset but the one after. And also a update to Jamke. I don't know if I'm going to be changing many people when it comes down to placement, but Jamke was definitely one that I feel like needs to be changed. But first off, let's talk about Panne. So, Panne is good for one thing, and it's fun. Chill speed is not really fantastic. As a matter of fact, it's probably one of the least relevant B skill of the bunch. Death Smoke is definitely a lot better, though it's a bit iffy, but I can see it working on a lot of units. DC Vantage Bonfire Ares comes to mind really quickly. Or Keaton, again, with Vantage. If you can prevent the fact that you get hit, then Death Smoke tends to be really fantastic, especially comboed with Attack Death Bond, Fierce Breath, Fierce Stance, you know, those type of skills. If you don't have access to breath skills, well, that's fine too, but still, this is basically the main ones. So, Panne is basically an Ira. I don't know if it's just me that is like, wow, I see Iras everywhere, or if it's just the game that's very, ooh, Ira all the time, but whatever. Same HP than Ira, 2 more res than Ira, I believe. It's either 1 or 2 less defense than Ira, and 3 less attack and speed because, hello, my name Panne and I'm Cavalry Chan. So, outside of being just like the foxes, unable to go in forest despite being a fucking rabbit, because you know, rabbit only goes in the plains, right? I can already see a spring fucking... Can't wait for Spring Lynn to be the next plain dweller. I mean, rabbit. Anyway, so what it does is basically attack speed, def, res, bond slash solo. It is a solo skill 100%. Bond skill requires it to be another beast or dragon ally. Now this is awkward. The effect is really good, but it's very difficult to combo into other skills. So, what else? Well, she has the typical fox thing, because apparently foxes and bunnies are the same. Just like crows and hawks are the same thing. Look, I'm sorry. They are really bad at making making beast units unique. They are literally unable to make like every type of beast unit be their own thing somehow. But whatever. So, good fodder, but her weapon is a massive yikes in the sense that effective against cavalry foes takes up the space that could have been used for attack plus 3, def plus 3, speed plus 3, or res plus 3. All of which would have been much better, because let's be honest, effective against cavalry foes is about as good as effective against dead content. The only time you're going to really use the effective against cavalry is maybe against horses in A for raids, and if you're using Panne in A for raids, you are out of your damn mind. Unless you're actually going for her to be plus 10, which I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. She's not the right type of unit for this. So Miss No Pants over here is... She's basically an Ira with none of the tool. You thought Veloria was Ira with none of the tool. This is worse because it's Veloria with no good stat because they remove points in the stats that mattered most for the Iris stat line. And on top of this, gave the a weapon that's honestly a bit better than Veloria's, but also but why though? Kind of deal. The 3 to all stat is nice, but it kind of forces her into one role, which are a bond user. The problem is, if you use bonds, you can't use the transform effect, which is blocking follow-ups, 4 attack, minus 4 attack and defense on the enemy side. You don't get to use this. You don't really get to use this at all, because you're on the defensive, and since you're on the defensive using bonds, well, you don't really use a 3 movement unless you move your units awkwardly, which is a bit iffy. Now I know what some people will say, solo skills synergize with this pretty well. That is true. The problem is there are no solo seals, so you can't really stack solo, which is a big yikes. It does hurt her viability quite a bit. So, if you've seen the video about the 57-minute video that I made about the banner review, you'll realize that I did mention something about Panne and Finn having a comparison the same way as Nesala and Shigure did, and sure enough. See, that's a yikes, because the one thing that Panne got is res, which is a stat you won't really use all that much, but even if you did, even if for some reason you did, guess what you can run on Finn to fix up your res? Ah yes, Berkut Slants. Oh look, the problem that Nesala had. So, I mean, if you've seen my video about Nesala, this is basically the same thing here. Finn is basically the main competition when it comes down to lance calves that are quick and able to take hits. And there's really no comparison to be made here. Because, okay, let me put it this way. You can run Desperation on both, but you can't run a Gale Force Desperation set on Panne, because no cooldown -1. Finn can do that, however, so you can actually combo Desperation into Brazens. You have to take the hit on Panne if you want to actually proc Gale Force. This means you have to run something else than Desperation, which typically means you need to run Attack Def solo, and then your B skill becomes very iffy. You're going to be running stuff like Renewal, Mystic Boost, skills to keep you afloat as a tank, because you need to always keep taking hits if you want to proc Gale Force, or just attack, possibly kill, proc Gale Force and back off. You have to take the hit. So that's kind of a problem. Finn doesn't have that problem. Finn can also run Armenic Lance. Finn can run Berkut's Lance to close the gap when it comes down to res. But more importantly, since he doesn't have the useless effective against dead content that Panne has, he can refine his weapon. That's 5 more health that Panne cannot catch up. So really, the comparison here becomes suddenly, oh, Finn has 4 more health. Oh, Finn has 5 more attack. Oh, Finn has 1 less speed. Oh, Finn has 2 more def. And the res is meh. Because, oh, and also, that's just Finn without the 3 speed, without the 4 def or 4 res. Whatever refine you go with. Reprisal Lance is also something that Panne can run. You see, the thing is, Neisala compared to Shigure, yes, Legendary Azura was able to literally just make Shigure absolutely better than Neisala completely. But you still needed the fucking unit. Here you're comparing two units that don't really need support. As a matter of fact, Finn is in a better spot when it comes down to support. Panne is not bad, but the thing is, how are you going to get the buffs? You are forced to use tactics. If you're forced to get tactics, you don't have speed buff, though apparently, from what I've heard of the person who has been telling me what basically what seal we've been getting for the past 2 Tempest Trial, has been telling me that apparently speed tactic is going to be a seal soon. So that problem might be soon over, but as it is, I'm going to stick with what we have, which means attack, def, res, tactics, which, yeah, whereas, guess what Finn can do? Just own Cav and fortify Cav, dude. You can't really do this with Pan, because if you do that with Panne, you actually lose transformation 90% of the time. Unless you're running Own and Fortify Beast, which is very... what's the word? It's very, well, I hope the fuck you have the right fucking units, aha! And another thing to keep in mind, this is Panne's first merge. She gets an extra point in HP, speed, and death. So her pitiful attack is not even getting the extra point of attack she requires. Finn, on the other end, gets extra attack and speed. Also HP. 1 point of attack versus 1 point of defense. Wonder which one is more important. That was a rhetorical question. So, yeah, it's quite obvious. So, already there, the gap of attack becomes 6. Yes, the weapon catch up for 3, and if you're initiating, you get 4, so you can get almost the same level. But considering you're kind of forced into running a solo skill, and Finn can run Brazens, you're comparing Brazen Attack Def to Attack Def Solo. Yeah, in which case you end up having tied attack, except Finn gets to keep his attack on player phase and enemy phase, rather than Panne, who needs to be initiating, otherwise you're just 4 points away from Finn. Not to mention, as I said, you can refine weapons. And if you're going to go for plus 10, for like a plus 10 blue cap that is not Reinhardt, well, do I have bad news for you if you want to go for Panne. The 1 point of speed that she has over Finn becomes kind of irrelevant, because Finn already hits so much speed to begin with that it doesn't really need the speed refine all that much anymore. Yeah. You hit 38 speed and then you have own Cav and you're at 44 speed. Even if for some reason you have own beasts to buffer up, or rally attack speed plus, or any of such skill, having the extra point of speed over Finn doesn't matter, because Finn is already in the ballpark that you need to be to begin with. He just has cheaper alternative, which just overall are better. Like, why would you want to waste attack def solo fodder for something you can just go for brazen attack def fodder? One is a 5-star exclusive skill, a premium fodder, if you will, which are seasonal on top of it, seasonal only, as a matter of fact, versus, oh, a 4-star unit. I think you see the problem here. Not to mention, you kind of need Mystic Boost to keep fighting, so you can actually combo into Gale Force. Or if you're not using Gale Force, because I know someone is going to point that out, Bonfire is also a good option. Draken and Korra is also a good option. And all of those skills still need the same Rex. If anything, the one thing I can say that Panne has is it's like it's a bit easier for a Gale Force set. If you're talking about any other skill though, it's inconsistent at best. Sorry. Here's a few builds. Like I said, Attack, Def, Solo, and Mystic Boost are basically ideally what you'll be running. Death Smoke is cool and all, but you'll want Attack Smoke to actually abuse the fact that you have actual bulk. Do know you can also run Attack Res Solo instead. That way you hit 41 Def and 39 Res, which is still not bad. I mean, at the end of the day, you have 44, 42, which is actually not that bad. And if you're initiating, that's 48, 46. So you can actually make that work. Again, if you're going to be working on Panne, you want to abuse her bulk. And as I said before, the double bond set, this is basically what it is. If attack res bond ever becomes a seal, you can actually just give like 2 attack res bond, and suddenly you're at 41, 43. Someone next to you 44, 46, and if you're attacking 48, 50. And it's cheaper. It's cheaper, but you need attack res bond to become a seal. Just keep in mind this is a enemy face focused weapon, so the initiate effect of the Fang is going to be a bit of a struggle. Gotta say though, I'm kind of sad Chico's the one who drew her. Chico is more of a moe artist, and Panne is more of a mature woman. Moe art style with a mature woman doesn't work. It really doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Oh well. Moving to the tier list, yeah, I think you actually probably guessed that one. Panne is A tier. There's no way about it. It's just Naysala requires you to have a 5-star legendary to really be completely superseded, whereas Panne is actually struggling from not only not a pull unit, a free-to-play goddamn unit, and said boy actually give her a run for money. I forgot to change the Oscar icon to New Year leg yarn. Well, that was my fault. Oh well, sorry about that. But yeah, the Oscar was meant to be New Year leg yarn. The tier list website has come back on, but it's still kind of fucked. Air is still the newest unit that has been added to the list, sadly, so I have to manually change character portraits every time. It's a bit of a trial and error, and sometimes some of them just goes through the cracks, and I hate it. Oh well, it kind of just is what it is. So you might see where that Jamke has went up a tier also. Yeah, I did say when I made the first episode of this tier list, which is like 2 hours long, I think, I don't know. It's a damn long time. I did say that Jamke is honestly almost, the fact that you could actually plus 10 him now makes him almost the best infantry archer in my opinion. And then I was like, if he ever gets access to boons and banes, he goes up a tier in my personal tier list, but also in this tier list. We didn't exactly get boons and banes, but we got the merge update. And by God did the merge update help him. Holy shit. Merge update gives him an extra HP, attack, and speed. That's insane. Look at this first merge. Just look at it. Keep in mind this is an archer. Archers are some of the best killers of this game. 37, 34 is no slouch. As a matter of fact, if you don't have an archer built up, I strongly suggest you to beat all version of Jamke, get the extra copy now before the GHB is gone, and merge all of them, and even go as far as to say buy another copy with the Grail, because the +4 merge is an extra attack and speed point. This is important because this basically makes his stat line 39 attack, 35 speed. This is huge. This is better than an attack plus Bright Cordelian as a free unit. And the thing is, Bright Cordelian just gets one shot by literally everything in their mother, so she has to run Fire Sweep. He can run Life and Death, Brave Bow, and still be able to take most blow like it's nothing. There's a reason why Jamke is my first +10 project. If you don't believe me when I say Jamke is busted, well, look at this. This is without Summoner support, this is without Tempest Trial bonus, this is without blessings, this is just my unbuffed normal Jamke with nothing buffing him up at all. 57 to 41. Yeah, attack tactic and speed tactic pushes that to 63 attack and 47 speed. Okay, that's not so bad. That's with a Brave Bow. Oh. Also, if you're going to make him your archer, like your main archer, I'd also strongly advise giving him the first 3 levels of flowers. It is really cheap, gives him an extra HP, attack, and speed. So it's a really good move, if I were to say so myself. And it's something like 70 flowers for like upward to like 4 damage every fight added. Fuck yeah, it's really good for him. I do plan on giving him a bit more interesting sets, but those are going to have to wait. I'm going to +10 Rid this month. I don't know if I'm going to be trying to +10 Ryoma this month. Not this month, but next month, but we'll see. It depends on if Brave Celica is this month or the next. Considering we know that Roy is coming, well, yeah. Either way, this is my tier list update, and that's about all it is. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm gonna be seeing you all later. Have a good night, everyone. It's fucking 1 AM here.